When he mentioned it in the last press conference, I thought, why is that just slid on the radar? Why does nobody make a big deal of that?
It was a class touch,
That's
man.
a massive touch.
Yeah.
And so all of the promoters, all of them, all of the promoters that are out there, and all of the guys...
It was bizarre. I mean, the accusations that he made, I mean, I'm not really that kind of legal guy that's like, right, but what you cannot do is lie about, you know, and make accusations.
Oh man, this is so bad. Get me the morphine, get me the morphine. They can't get you the morphine until they sign off on some stuff, so I'm waiting there. This is so bad. And then I hear the doctor say, we have to operate on him now, otherwise he's going to die.
Twice as big for the casual fans. Do we condone it? I mean, in boxing terms, should that happen at a head-to-head? Of course not, but these things do happen. This is the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger, and we wait to
come from a place of honesty and professionalism. The incident has sparked wider conversations about respect and conduct in boxing. Analyst Johnny Nelson's peers, like Tony Bellew, also see deeper meaning here. Bellew believes this rivalry...
There is going to be, there needs to be an inquiry straight after this, why, what. But that's what I'm hearing. This news is as fresh to me as it is you. I'm quite sure when this goes out, it'll be all over the place anyway. But all I can say is he passed the...
boxing. Mackenzie emphasized accountability, noting that discipline and credibility matter just as much as physical talent. For Eubank Jr., staying composed gives him the moral advantage, while Benn's reputation continues to face scrutiny. Frank Warren's remark...
What their statement is actually saying is that we're not sanctioning this fight. There's ongoing conversations with the lawyers and the British Boxing Board of Control. Obviously, we want everyone to be comfortable. Conor Benn, Chris Eubank Jr. are aware of...
fairness and respect. Mackenzie later pointed out that overconfidence can be a fighter's biggest weakness. Benn's public comments may have backfired, giving Eubank Jr. a psychological advantage. Underestimating an opponent can shift the entire...
He didn't like in a press conference. What a wetbag. You guys are now seeing him for what he really is. When things don't go his way, now he's trying to get lawyers involved because he got embarrassed and exposed in a press conference. That's the type of people
has become. Meanwhile, Eubank Jr. remains centered, using the noise around Benn as motivation. In many ways, Benn is fighting on two fronts, in the ring and outside of it, while Eubank stays locked in on his goal. Benn's public statement didn't help his case. While it sounded emotional, many saw it as an attempt to deflect. He framed it as a personal...
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Does that cross the ane, do you think?
Yeah, it does. Listen, the presser was good. It was a great presser, back and forth, poking each other, but not too far. But once you get physical and you touch a man's face...
Johnny Nelson has finally spoken about Conor Benn's heated altercation with Chris Eubank Jr., and his tone says it all. Even Nelson, who's known for being outspoken, seemed genuinely surprised by the...
I didn't like what I heard from up there from him. I thought he was just trying to be too clever. And for us, like, I want to build a fight, and I want everybody to get excited. But at the same time, for Conor Benn, I just saw a guy that was like, can I go back to camp now? I don't want to talk to this idiot. I just want to train and try and get it right.
Clear. Talks of legal action, board issues, and confusion have turned what should have been a simple build-up into a public mess. While Eubank's camp appears calm and collected, Benn's side seems to be scrambling for
treacherous things they're doing in the sport. No one speaks up. Everyone's too afraid. Oh, I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I don't want to lose out on a fight, or I don't want to mess up my money. I don't care. I don't need to be here. So if you do something wrong, I'm going to...
Eubank's argument that this has gone beyond sport. Eubank's composure and focus under pressure are winning over fans who see his calm as strength. Chris Eubank Sr.'s comments hit hard. For him, this is about family honor and respect. His words show that Eubank Jr. isn't standing alone. His camp is united, determined.
Conor is a far better fighter than Chris Eubank Jr. is a boxer.
Technically, yeah.
And that's the problem that Chris Eubank Jr. is having. He's got this thing in his mind. He's a masterful boxer. No, you're not.
No.
I'm sorry, no, you're not.
Turns physical outside the ring, it hurts the sport's image. Hearn's frustration is understandable. Benn's actions have clouded what could have been a proud moment for British boxing. Meanwhile, Eubank Jr. continues to focus on his training, letting his opponent's distractions work in his favor. and that mental edge might prove decisive. Eubank Jr.
It's just wrong, but I think this fight's just gone took another toll.
It's absolutely grabbed the public interest now to another level, isn't it?
This is quite simply the biggest fight this country's ever seen.
The core, Ben might come back stronger, but his pride could still be his biggest challenge. Eubank Jr., on the other hand, has consistently shown resilience, intelligence, and adaptability. This fight is not just about strength, it's about who can stay composed under fire. Barry Jones summed it up well. This rivalry is about...
He's done. Now, the fact that he's given back his licence to the British Boxing Board of Control, who in my opinion are the best governing body in the world, bar none, it's kind of like a proof of admission, certainly. And for him to do what he's done, you know, they're talking about contamination, right? So if you've done it once, then you got caught out, then you do it again. It can't be contamination, can it? Because he's been caught twice for doing the same thing. So if it was me, take his licence away.
The real question now is, who wants it more? Will it be Eubank's composure or Ben's determination that defines this chapter of British boxing history? It has moved beyond sport. It's now a story about pride, redemption, and legacy. For Eubank Jr., it's a chance to silence critics. For Ben, it's a chance to rebuild trust.
They absolutely get caught out lying, out and out lying and conning the public. Documents signed by them, which as I say are subject to litigation.
Endurance and mindset. Both fighters have talent, but Eubank Jr. has repeatedly proven he can rise after setbacks. Ben, however, must show that he can handle the pressure and stay disciplined. The mental battle could decide everything. In the end, this rivalry has become bigger than a fight.
Really his style, Conor Benn. Conor Benn's not a massive puncher, not even at welterweight. So really, he's kind of mugged himself off a little bit by saying, I'm going to knock this guy out. He didn't give Eubank enough respect. Like I say, he was throwing shots at several points in that fight and he wasn't even looking where they were going. It was just like head down, just winging the shots over.
It's about legacy, credibility, and self-control. For Chris Eubank Jr., a win would reinforce his reputation as one of Britain's toughest and most focused fighters. For Conor Benn, it's a test of maturity and respect. The winner hasn't sugar-coated anything. He's been direct, calling out what he sees as a lack of integrity. His words carry weight because they calm, and emotionally invested in what's at stake. Trainer Dave Coldwell summed it up best. Ben crossed a line. This wasn't competitive banter, it was a serious lapse in respect. Boxing thrives on rivalry.
He's already had lawyers for his scenario, for his situation. They've represented him. I did read briefly earlier that he did have representation from...
Explanations, and fans are starting to notice. Things have now turned personal. Chris Eubank Jr. isn't holding back, and you can see why. What began as a professional rivalry has become a battle of pride. Ben's move to involve legal teams has only fueled the intensity of the situation. When someone with his experience calls for a formal review, it shows how serious this matter has become. Ben's behavior wasn't just careless.
What it is, I don't think, I mean, you could say like father, like son, but I just don't feel like he's my cup of tea. Like, I don't, like...
Oh, you just don't like him?
I don't like him, no, I don't like him. But I don't have to like him.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't...
Issue. But this situation goes deeper than that. It's about respect, maturity, and control. Eubank Jr. appears mentally stronger and more experienced in handling pressure. Nelson's final analysis cuts narrative, and that could cost Ben dearly. Analyst Davey highlighted another angle, the legal battles behind the scenes. Ben's focus on lawyers instead of preparation may show how distracted his camp added even more drama, warning that any hint of dishonesty damages the sport.
Do you think Conor Benn will be better in the second fight?
Yes.
Does that mean that you think that by him being better and there's no more left from Chris Eubank, that Conor Benn's able to bridge the gap, get an outcome in his second fight?
Without a doubt.
You do?
He couldn't have done any more. If he could have knocked out Conor in that fight, he would have done. He just couldn't get rid of him. And Conor stuck it. So regardless of him being surprised, that Conor stuck it out a lot more.
Sports reputation. His words suggest that boxing needs transparency to protect its integrity. For Eubank Jr., this strengthens his stance as someone who stands by come from a place of honesty and professionalism. The incident has sparked wider conversations about respect and conduct in boxing. Analyst Johnny Nelson's peers, like Tony Bellew, also see deeper meaning here. Bellew believes this rivalry has moved beyond sport. It's now a story about pride, redemption, and legacy.
I can only harm him. Because that was a hard fight, the first one. This one will be another hard fight, whoever wins, unless there's a real freak occurrence, not freak occurrence, unless someone gets caught with the shot really early, then it's going to be a hard night. Which you still have to make Eubank the favourite again, like I did the first time. I mean,
matter just as much as physical talent. For Eubank Jr., staying composed gives him the moral advantage, while Benn's reputation continues to face scrutiny. Frank Warren's remarks added even more drama, warning that any hint of dishonesty damages the sport's reputation. His words suggest that boxing needs transparency to protect its integrity. For Eubank Jr., this strengthens his stance as someone who stands by fairness and respect. Mackenzie later pointed out that overconfidence can be a fighter's biggest weakness. Benn's public comments may have backfired, giving Eubank Jr. a psychological advantage. Underestimating an opponent can shift